जामाय मोजां जायगायावलै नोंना
मानसिफोरा गुबुंले
Hello friends, watched a Bodo film called Khangkhrai last week. Khangkhrai is categorized as comedy thriller produced by Bodo. The film is directed by Khangkhrai, the quintessential director of the unbeatable Tamilpurian Warriors, a popular video series in YouTube. Henceforth, I will call him SK in the rest of the video. Khangkhrai means crab, and I'm sure we all know what it means to be crab-like. The film opens with a TV news anchor announcing how in the year 1996, Paharpur, I guess it is Paharpur of Borpeta, the deadly cholera has broken out and has taken the lives of 3,000 odd people, and the government is seeking donations for treatment and relief. A philanthropist borrows a heavy sum from Maharajan, the lone Assamese character in the film, who is very kind-hearted man. He is from Upper Assam, living in present-day Buxar district, as his accent is very distinct to that region. Cut to the year 2006, Tamulpur village. A serene, typical Bodo village, naturally beautiful with rowdy Bodo villagers living in it. Maharajan, who cannot pronounce R, a typical Upper Assam accent fixation, is known as Mahajan, the R silent. This creates comic as well as strategic situations in the film. Mahajan lives along with the Tamilpurians with his young daughter in this village. The villagers, with their own motifs and mannerisms, present the myriad dichotomies of the Bodo tribal village in the backdrop of serene Tamulpur, all natural, replete with tribal cultures popping out in vigorous colors from the screen as the screenplay rolls along. The caricaturist daily lives of the people there do create a comic situation on the go. What happens to them and what is the connection with the year 1996 and the year 2006? How the lives of Tamilpurians get affected with a final social message coming out is the film what it is. The first half goes into introducing the myriad characters and building up the story. Then a murder takes place and a lots of money comes into the village, affecting everyone residing in it. Then it is a roller coaster ride all along. From the youth, the women to the village headmen, all involved in the rumble in their own quirky ways. The mystery and the suspense builds up in the process. What happens then? How the lives of the rambunctious, crabby Tamilpurians change? You'll have to watch the Khangkhrai to know. I was really waiting to watch this film since the day the poster came out. One of the best posters in recent times. A Facebook post by the director himself helped me to find the film in Newbo and watched the film with my mom and my wife. Mark my words, SK is the best thing that has happened to entire Northeast, more specifically to Bodo filmdom. What a multidimensionally talented young man he is. The story is wafer thin. There is no single protagonist and yet the film does not meander. Every character is involved in the story in some way. A voiceover leads the audience to the proceedings. SK's presentation of the story and the actors is what takes the cake. Perhaps never before has someone brought in international standard of shot takings and storytelling of this largeness to the regional films of the Northeast, leave alone Bodo films. For those who have watched the unbeatable Tamilpurian Warriors in YouTube, know what I mean. One would expect though that SK would have introduced more elements of suspicion and on certain characters to make it more interesting. The screenplay by D.K. Kashyap and Krishalaya is good for major parts. It has very difficult storyboarding with a shoestring budget, hard to compile with all the intricacies of the shots and the ensemble cast. The film is fast-paced and keeps up the tempo except in the first half. But perhaps at 2 hours and 20 minutes, Khangkhrai is way too long. A 90 minutes to 110 minutes outing would have made a world of difference. With ever-decreasing viewer attention span, it is challenging for a director to make a neat product of mass appeal and hold the viewers in their seats. The film also raises smiles and few laughs here and there. The script by Thompson Brahma is quite competent and one of the best in recent times across the Northeast cinema. However, limitations are there which needed to be more taught, for which one admired the Jolly the Seed by Rajani Basumatari, though the films are of different mount. The visuals of Khangkhrai are superb. That brings me to cinematography. Photography is credited to Anshu Brahma and Barjering Bodo in the app. Hope I got that right. The camera angles, lighting, framing, camera movements are top-notch. The creative output of such shots are great for the most part. How they were able to match the works of Pradeep Demari, even with that the gears available, do not cease to amaze me. I'm sure without SK things would have not been possible. Talking of SK, the opening scene, where twins are shown briefly and then the father sends off the other twin home, a very smart move by SK to not to take unnecessary burden of filming double role in the subsequent scenes. The low light shots are terrific. As a photography enthusiast, I myself was very happy seeing this side of the Bodo film. If you know your craft and how to get what you want, you get results with low-end camera what high-end cameras cannot give you. So it only proves the adage, the man behind is important, not the gear. Sample another scene. The introductory scene of Tamulpur has the character of Sana cycling through the small path which divides the ripe paddy and the not so ripe paddy on either sides. This gives the audience what to expect of Tamulpurians with both the good and the grey shades in their character that would unfold in the story next. Brilliant imagery. Only issues with photography are in the broad daylight shots that needs great handling. Once again, SK is looming large in every nuances of filming Khangkhrai. Great is a film made if the director is a good camera person himself. So true of SK here. The background score is by far one of the best in the recent time. Perhaps as good or better than some of the Bollywood films. Yes, credited to S. Nursery and Mamal Boro, the music is top-notch. It has a lingering Mandarin and sometimes Scottish feel, gelling very well with the Mongolian originate Vaudeville story. Not loud, not misplaced, the synchronized symphony of the orchestra has a very uplifting tonality without resorting to the Bollywoodish comedy background scores having a distinct feel to it. That's quality music, well played. And then there is the good and the bad and the ugly theme music playing in that is used very smartly. But what is the theme of Hindi film Welcome doing in the background score here? Was it intentional? The two songs in the background with a heavy metal type discourse elevates the high point of action in the film and takes forward the chaotic situation that the Tamulpurians are in. Perhaps another weak area is the sound mixing and recording, but I will not delve deep into this subject as this is a poor area in all the regional films. But Khangkhrai manages to hold water. Editing department is looked after by SK himself, and why not? A good editor complements a good director. SK does a tremendous job here as well. But wait, did I notice a guy punching 2 feet away from the face of a man grounded in the chaotic scene? That needed to be off the screen, I guess. The film is stitched well, but editing is also cutting. Cutting is not jerky between the scenes when I say, but the director is sometimes seen as stingy in letting go of his favorite scenes that are sometimes not required. SK gets emotionally attached to the scenes turning out so well with non-actors that he seems to have a dilemma which scenes to let go and which scenes to keep. So eventually you have a long film not required of the wafer-thin storyline. Also, thankful to him that he didn't resort to the editing gimmicks of the masala films that is catching the frenzy of the youth in India. He uses sunrise, sunset to open a new chapter or scene and uses 3-in-1 collages to great effect. To get the act together out of these non-actors, as SK puts in a lot of hard work, if he got seasoned actors to play, he would sure have a blast. All characters were done well, with some doing it a bit over the top. Perhaps That's okay. Perhaps I would not say cringy, but the dialogues were too many. Being a comedy film, dialogues could have been wittier and more funny. Sometimes, like Kenny Bosumatari films, local kung fu, local utpat, etc. etc. Dialogues are witty and theatre audiences split into laughter time and again. Dialogue delivery is very poor for almost all actors, except few characters like the Gaon Budha, Army, Sana, Khora doing well. I loved Mahajan's na sinta khamna, moi asu nohoy. To note here is the fact that the dialogue deliveries in regional cinema in the Northeast is still very loud and theatrical. Tribals seem to talk very loud in certain scenarios in real life, and that kind of scenarios are galore in the film. But in a film situation, this sets in boredom. My mom and my wife got bored with the chillam chilli throughout the film. The one actor who impressed me most is the man called Khora. His is a very natural dialogue delivery with the right pitch and throw. Khangkhrai is okay, but his dialogue delivery, like when he says, "Lord have mercy," didn't quite hit me. There is a bit of an inconsistency issue also. The man who comes to deliver the suitcase is timid, restrained in most of his scenes, but in the last scene, he's extra enthusiastic talking to the villagers as if he was an old inhabitant of the village and he knew everyone. Is it because he was intoxicated? Tell me what you think in the comments below. And who wears a cross over his shirt all the time just to prove he is a Christian? Only the bishops, the priests do that. A simple Christian would just wear his cross or the rosary inside his shirt. These are but very small details even many audiences would not notice. It is easy to criticize but hard to appreciate, and appreciate I do with whole heart for the caliber of SK, the multi-talented young director, and the gift that he has given us in Khangkhrai. In all parlance, Khangkhrai is the best short film in Bodoland and also in the Northeast as well. In terms of shot taking and the choreography of the ensemble cast, no film has attempted this in the Northeast till date, as far as I remember. Actor-director like Kenny Bosumatari, who is himself a master at comedy and action, have sung dollops of praises for the film.
Jabbar Mazang Mumbai, best Bodo film ever, very best, and I am myself inspired. A2 level subo like this is an international level fantastic film, international level.
Mark my words, he is a man to look out for. His handling of the subject is very intelligent. SK is learned, well-read, and his influence of world cinema is very evident in the scenes he shoots. Glimpses of Stephen Chow, remember the Kung Fu Hustle? The chaotic Priyadarshan, Ong Bak films, Clint Eastwood films, Quentin Tarantino, the list is endless. SK is a new age director with the possession of knowledge, know-how, technique and taste, efficient in any department of a filmmaking. The film is streaming in a new app called Newbo from Kokrajhar and is available to watch for 3 days on a rental of ₹100 only. I would give the film a 3.5 out of 5. 1 mark cut just for the sheer length of the film. So viewers, watch the film and be a part of pushing regional film. Like Zubin Garg famously said, "Dori Dori Jam, Ohomia film sam." Children and youth will go mad at the chase scenes, I'm sure. That was the video, friends. If you have liked the review, do like and comment and subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Khulumbai, Namaskar.